ॐ ॐ यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ॐ वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादी नगेन्द्रसन्धपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधाम्बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततम् पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। ॐ a system of human evolution which is, though in the natural order of human evolution, can take place only when chosen to be used. Do you understand? A system, for example, let us think about a person going to the gym. Now, though everybody has the same bones and muscles similar, yet if a person starts working on that body with the muscles, the bones, they will become stronger and the person will have a fitter physique. True. But if the same person chose not to work it out, then perhaps he is not going to have the same toned body, toned muscles, strength in the bones, in the joints, he may not have. So now we understand from this example that there is a system by which the body can be developed, can be made healthier, can be made stronger, its stamina can be increased, its strength can be increased, the resistance to diseases, etc., can be increased only when we initiate the system to work. And it is perfectly in natural order, isn't it? If it was not natural for the muscles to develop in that particular way, if it was not in the natural order for the bones to become stronger, if it was not natural, if it was not in the natural order for body to develop the resistance to diseases, etc., infections, etc., then the body wouldn't have it. The very fact that it can be developed means it is already existing in the natural order of its development only if we choose for the system to work. Correct. Only when we choose the system to work. So when there is a choice, it looks, or you may doubt, is it natural or not? But we are saying that a system is there, existing. It is in a natural order, but it will come to play its role only if chosen to work. Similarly, same is the case of our inner evolution. Externally, we are evolved as human beings. We can emote, we can work. The very fact that we have lived fighting these many infections and, even a pandemic, which means we have evolved through these challenges which could have terminated the life. So we have evolved to survive. So the physical survival is already there. Physical evolution is already there. As much as is required, one is evolved to be recognized, to be called, to function as a human being. Okay. Suppose even if the person was not to have one kidney, okay, maybe surgical, prenatal, or some sort of a problem, one kidney, and the person is able to have one kidney. So every human being is supposed to have two kidneys, but here is somebody just with one kidney. Does it stop him from being a human being? Would he not understand the politics, the economics, the laws of the land? Would he not, or would he not have become a part of the education system or the societal system of this world? No, it doesn't stop him from being a human. It doesn't stop him from being a functional entity called as human being. He has the same political rights. Nobody is going to say, sir, since you are not having one kidney, that means that you are not a full human being now. So you cannot vote henceforth. Nobody is going to say that. He is. So we are evolved already as to be a functional human being. Now, as Pujya Swami Dayanand also says it several times, that now the evolution is an inner evolution. And this evolution is though it is in the natural order, it is a matter of choice. It is a matter of choice. This inner evolution or progress of a person, development of a person, has several aspects: intellectual, emotional aspects to it, dimensions to it. Okay. So barring away the physical aspect of our evolution, now each one of us is evolved fully as a human being, as a man, as a woman, and so on and so forth. We are capable of being recognized. We are capable of functioning as a human being. But the evolution that we are presently talking about is the inner evolution. And this can be brought, a person can bring this evolution in him. And if the person doesn't choose to evolve by becoming, by choosing the system to work for him, then the person outwardly is a functional human being, but inwardly he is not reaching the potential of being called as a human being. Okay, so just being able to reproduce the next generation of human beings is not the only goal. Dr. Richard Dawkins, the biologist that I'm talking about, Dr. Richard Dawkins, is going to say, look here we have the selfish gene wanting to pass itself further. And so there is this selfishness which is naturally, genetically embedded. Okay. So now for him, as a human being, the only aspect and the most prominent aspect is the aspect of physical existence. Now we know that you as a person, we are still not bringing Vedanta scriptures into picture, that you are not just simply a physical entity, but you are even a psychological entity. You being just a physical entity minus the psychological entity would be like a person in coma. So he is a human being, but at present, this person does not have the capability of responding, emoting, understanding, cognizing. So the psychological aspect of a human being is extremely important. So now the development that has to occur in a person is on this front. On this front, okay? To have a fit and fine body, okay? To resist diseases, to fight any infections, to heal the wounds and injuries, and to to slow the process of deterioration, because the body deteriorates. The body deteriorates, which we call as aging, which we call colloquially as aging, degeneration of the body, of the bones, of the muscles, of the brain cells, so on, and the various systems, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system. There is a gradual degeneration. We can slow down that process. And this is all moreover recognizing the person as a physical entity. But there is something more to the person, because when you are going to say satisfaction, when you are going to say fulfillment, when you are going to say happy, when you are going to say sad, it all this may have, all these may have a physical aspect to it, a physical expression to it. But this is all basically the psychological aspect of a person. And therefore, we need to have a system which allows the person to keep evolving. To what point? To the point the evolution takes the person to the psychological, the cognitive evolution is able to take the person, lead the person to a point from where now he can say, I am fulfilled. I am fulfilled. And therefore, how the person constantly responding to the situations and circumstances around him, the person has to grow. He has to grow. If he doesn't grow, then there are two things. Either he will stagnate or he will psychologically degenerate. And therefore, the choice over here is a choice either to evolve or to stagnate and to degenerate. This system, which allows the person to grow, we call it as the system called as dharma. Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Hetu. The system which allows, and then it is not only for one particular person, but it is a system in which everybody can participate and everybody can reap the benefits proportional to his participation and allowing the system to work. This then we call is the system called as dharma, righteousness. At this point, now we have seen that the word yajna was used, which is a Vedic system. Though it appears like a ritual, but it has got a whole lot of preparation behind it, which makes it a very practical aspect of dharma. So we call it, so it appears that it is just a fire ritual, but there are several things to it. And when a person is able to follow this system, even without him knowing how this system is bringing about changes in him, a transformation, an evolution in him, just by allowing this system to work, he is able to evolve. So this particular thing, that's why though it looks like a ritual, but it is dharma. And therefore, now Shri Krishna Bhagavan says that this yajna is something that was given to the human beings, because as a human being, even whatever was the first human being, where it could be called as a human being, had to have this system, had to have the system of evolution, an evolution by choice. The rest of the evolution is not a matter of your choice. You know, in process of our evolution, if Darwinian theory is, I mean, since it is accepted, proven, etc., even by going by those standards, certain muscles or certain functions in our body by those muscles have become redundant. They are no longer required. They are no longer required. The other day, somebody was saying, if you take the little finger, pinky, you know this, right? And the thumb together, if there is over here, if the muscles rise over here, now this muscle, which is in some people you may see it that it is there, in others, this muscle now is no longer useful to human beings. You don't have to climb trees either to save yourself from wild animals or to fetch the fruits from the trees or berries from the trees to consume. And now no longer you have to do this. If you want berries, you go to the you know to the shop next door and buy it. So now this muscle is not there. There is another muscle. We may develop that same muscle because of holding the phone. You don't need to hold the barks of the tree. You may want because you want to hold that phone like that. Once again, those monkey muscles will start coming in. So, so in that evolution where we have lost certain set of teeth, maybe the number of ribs, maybe the vertebrae, maybe the muscles. This is not by choice. This evolution, this change is not a change by choice, but there is an evolution by choice. And we have to have this system wherein there is evolution by choice. And this evolution is not only a matter meant for survival. Do you see this? When you are going to live by certain principles of dharma, it is not that you are simply doing it because this is a matter of survival. If you don't do it, some tiger or a lion or your neighbor may just kill you. No, it is not a matter of for survival, nor is it meant only for you to have progeny which will be stronger and will be able to survive. So this is not even something just related to survival, your own survival or survival of those genes. Then what is this? This is altogether a different system. A system which recognizes a human being more than just a physical existence. Sometimes you may discover a lot of joy by yourself staying hungry, but feeding someone else. Maybe, you have very less water in your bottle, but you may just give it to your friend saying that you drink it, we will see it later on. I will have it later. Though you are also thirsty, but because you love your friend or your daughter or son so much that you have a husband, wife, whatever, okay, so much that you have sacrificed. In fact, something which was necessary for your survival also, you were able to jump it, skip it. And therefore, it is not simply a matter of survival at this point. So the person, by giving that water to your friend, is not something that you are doing so that your genes can survive and can pass on. By giving that water to your friend or food to your friend and you foregoing it is not meant so that you will survive. So this is not a fight only for survival of fittest. Now you are out of that law of jungle. You are not governed by the law of jungle, survival of the fittest. Over here, the very joy of sharing it with someone whom you love, just that satisfaction is valued more. And in fact, it is going against the physical system of survival. You see, so we have this system which is there in the place, and how it becomes functional for each person is worked out to its finest details. And as much as a person is able to bring the system to work for him, as much as he is able to participate to that extent, there is something called as the inner evolution. Okay? Growth of a person, abhyudaya. Now that word abhyudaya will have this one aspect which is there. So now we have seen the word yashna has been used. Generally, going by just by that word, it would simply mean, if we have to take only the word meaning, not the lakshartha, but only the vachartha, what would it mean? The Vedic fire ritual. The Vedic fire ritual. Shri Krishna Bhagavan has used this word yajna. In the earlier verse, when the same word yajna was used, it did not mean this system or the fire ritual. It meant yajna vai Vishnu, Ishvara. So, that's why you require the teacher to tell what word has what implication where. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If it was to be taken only as the fire ritual, then it would mean that the karma done for the sake of fire ritual, the actions, maybe chopping the wood, keeping the wood in place, collecting the flowers, then cleaning the place, and then cementing it with cow dung, etc., or whatever other things that need to be. That preparation for the yajna is the karma. So karma done only for the sake of yajna is the karma that cannot create bondage. Now, if you were to use only this much as the implication of the word yajna in the earlier verse, then doing the fire ritual is also karma. Now, this karma is not done for the sake of yajna, but this karma is called as yajna. Then doing that yajna itself will become a bondage. Only collecting the wood, flowers and rice, and the ingredients for oblations, etc., cleaning the place, sweeping the place, swapping the place is called as would be the sadhana. But actually, when it comes to doing, please don't do, because that will create bondage. Therefore, we cannot use the word yajna as a fire ritual in the earlier verse. Then that word yajna, therefore, by the very force of its presence, It delivers the meaning that the yajna over here, the word yajna in the earlier verse is not fire ritual. Then what? What kind of karma can be called as karma that cannot cause bondage? In fact, it will be something that will loosen the bondage, that will loosen the knots of that bondage. And there, by that very meaning over there which is present, it forces us to understand the word yajna is indicating Ishvara, is indicating Ishvara. You understand? Otherwise, somebody says yajna tha, and then next verse is also yajna, and therefore now we are forced to use the word yajna in this particular verse to mean the fire ritual. No, sir. The meaning of the word and the statements has to be deciphered, and it has to go through several filters before you can really understand the implication of the word. There are various lingas. Linga is Sanskrit word, okay, not English word. Now, otherwise somebody may go to some lingas. What is lingas? Swami, we didn't find the word lingas anywhere in any dictionary. No. Indications how a word has to be understood. Okay, in a context. So, yajnarthat karmanunyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Then Naishkarga Siddhi. So now there are three reasons. Shankaranandji Maharaj says there are three reasons that you initiate the system of evolution by choice. You become a part, you have your participation in that system. By that system, the person himself will also benefit, and the world around him will also stand to benefit. And therefore, you have a system in which there is laddu in both the hands. And you are also benefiting, and the world in which you are is also benefiting. Otherwise, my benefit is going to be somebody's loss. My profit is your loss. My gain is your loss. But we have a system in which my gain also becomes, in a way, your gain too. Is there anything like that? Yes, and we call it as dharma. That's why it is called as a hetu. Hetu means the cause. Cause for what? It is a cause for abhyudaya and nishreyasa. Correct? It is what? A cause for abhyudaya. Abhyudaya, udaya means evolution, rise. Udaya, like how you have Suryodaya, Chandrodaya, meaning the sunrise or moonrise, Udaya. Now the prefix Abhi before the Udaya allows you to know that it is an evolution, a rise from all the sides, all the angles. Because a person is not just a person, but by the very virtue that he is a part of this world, When you simply see your benefit as a person, the world may survive, may die, may decay, may degenerate, whatever, but I should get what I want. How you don't understand that you are already a part of this whole, which you think you are exploiting, which you want to be careless about. Then I will make only my hand strong, and then rest of the body weak. Does not matter. If this is how your blood vessels are going to treat your body, then in that case, even that hand which you want to make stronger, bigger compared to rest of the body will also suffer. Will also suffer. So you understand that there is the individual growth. He is not in isolation, but has to be from all the sides. So even the world, that's why our prayer is not let only Hindus become very peaceful and happy. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. It means everyone. Now, who all people do you include in this? All survey, not English survey, okay? Survey means all, everyone. Survey bhavantu, in other words, some survey should become sukhi. Survey bhavantu sukhinaha. Survey santu niramaya. Survey bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschat dukkha bhag bhave. May all. Now, this is not a prayer that may only all. Even if you are my enemy, may you also become everyone. Now that everyone means even, including all and flow. That's why a system that allows not only the person to evolve, and that evolution is his benefit, but a system which benefits everyone is dharma. That dharma is indicated over here through this ritual, the fire ritual, the yashi. And therefore, now Shankaranand has said, he follows Shankaracharya's words only. We are looking at that commentary. He says, for there are three reasons. Naishkarmya siddhaye, then mithyachara nivrittaye, and sharira yatra siddhaye. There are three things. The first one is Naishkarmya siddhaye. So in order for you to realize, to attain the highest purusharth, the highest attainment, which we call as moksha, liberation. So that a person can attain liberation, naishkarmya siddhaye, midhyachara nivrittaye, so that the person overcomes a deceptive life. And deceptive means just don't think, deceiving others. Self-deception is also there. So that he comes close to what is truly wanted by him, not deceptively wanted by him. What is truly wanted by him? What is really wanted by him? Mithyachara nivrittaye, sharira yatra siddhaye. And in order for even your life to become fruitful, for a fruitful life, avashyam karma kartavyam, dharma kartavyam. Okay, now this is understood. By giving up the life of dharma or by giving up karma, all these three things cannot be had. Even Naishkarmya Siddhi cannot be had. Mithya Chara Nivritti cannot be had. Nivritti means relinquishment. Relinquishment of Mithyachar, deceptive life, deceptive psychology. Mithyachara Nivrittaye, Sharira Yatra Siddhaye. We are not much worried about whether the person deceives others or not. Obviously, how the whole legal system, etc., is there. The police, the legal system, everything is there, so that we don't deceive others. When it is said that you are going to get 100 grams of this particular product for this price, which means that it is already ingrained in your mind that yes, for this much price, I am going to purchase 100 grams only. Say, suppose if that company packs 98 grams, 95 grams, only 5 grams less. Nah? But just think, thousands of such packets are sold, and 5 grams into 1,000 packets means how much? So you have already cheated for 5 kg. No, no, no. That's why the legal system is required. That is there. So we are now more concerned about a person not deceiving himself. Other systems are there to keep that kind of a deception under check. But when you deceive yourself, who's going to keep the check? Who's going to keep the check? So we have Mithyachara Nivrittaye, Sharira Yatra Siddhaye. The karma should be done and not relinquished. Okay, this is, we have seen this very well. We have seen even this 10th verse, right? Nevertheless, please read it. Saha yajna praja srishtva. Saha yajna praja srishtva. Purovacha prajapatihi. Purovacha prajapatihi. Anena prasavishyatvam. Anena prasavishyatvam. Eshavostvishtakamadu. Eshavostvishtakamadu. May this system which is given to you for your inner evolution now, through this system, by following this system, you will be able to gain, attain, achieve everything. Okay? Everything meaning dharma, artha, kama, moksha. All the purusharthas will be accomplished in your life. Anena prasavishyatvam. How will that happen? Listen to this in verse number 11. Devan dhavayatanena. Devan dhavayatanena. Te deva bhavayantu vaha. Te deva bhavayantu vaha. Parasparam bhavayantaha. Parasparam bhavayantaha. Shreyah paramavapsyatha. Shreyah paramavapsyatha. Now, by following that Vedic ritual called as the yajna, which represents the life of dharma, Dharma is encapsulated over here. When one has to live that, follow that yajna, etc. Devan bhavayata nena. Bhavayata. May you propitiate the gods with this. By what? Through the yajna. So the gods being the, what do they call, presiding deities of the forces of universe of this world, will be able to give you the fruits, or fruits in the sense, please don't think about a fruit market. Okay? Fruits in the sense, fruits of action. So devan bhavayata anena, anena devan bhavayata. Propitiate the gods with this. Te deva bhavayantuvaha. May those gods also not, over here the bhavayantu is not meant by that gods will propitiate you. It's no, pleased will go with devan bhavayatanena. Devaha bhavayantu vaha. Vaha, you all. Vaha. May those gods give you what you desire. Bhavayantu vaha. Parasparam bhavayantaha. Thus, by propitiating those gods and the gods blessing you in return, may you both attain the Paramashreya. Shreya Paramavapsyatha. May you all attain that. Now let us look at this, some highlights of this particular verse. Katham yajnaha asmakam ishtarthaya bhavati iti ataha aha. There is a question. How does this yajna, living this Vaidika, the ritualistic life, etc., how will it benefit me? How can it deliver me what I want? So yajna is just, with those mantras, etc., you're throwing the rice or something, some those grains, etc., with the curd or ghee or oblations into the fire, Indraya Swaha, Namama, etc. You're doing that. How can this bring about what I want? And so, iti ishtarthaya katham bhavati. How can it really bring that to me? So it is now explained, ataha aha. How? Anena yajnena shrautena smartena cha yuyam devan indradhin bhavayata sambhavayata. It is through this yajna, whether that is the Shrauta, a Vedic ritual, or Smarta fire ritual, Smartena cha, Yuyam Devan Indradin Bhavayata. May you propitiate these gods, propitiate Bhavayata, Sambhavayata. Charu Puroda Shadibhihi Santushtan Kuru Itya. May you please them. May you please them. When they are pleased, they will bless you. When pleased, they will bless you. Anena sambhavitaha tushtaha santaha te devaha indradaya yushman bhavayantu. By thus pleased with you, may they give you what you desire. Ishtathan pradanena sambhavayantu evam parasparam bhavayantaha. So thus, you will also be pleased by getting what you want. So the gods are pleased, you are also pleased. The gods. So the one who gives also should be pleased, and the one who takes also should be pleased. Then the transaction is a successful transaction. Otherwise, like, going to a doctor, the doctor takes the fees, but this fellow is still not feeling good. Or going to a lawyer. सालों साल केस चलती है. You just keep on filling the pockets of that lawyer. And so the client is never happy. Or like this work that this construction contractors have. The fellow for whom he has done the work is never happy, because the color is peeling off from the walls, somewhere the tiles are little loose, somewhere the tap is leaking, something or the other all the time is going to happen. Never happy. But that fellow is very happy. He has already pocketed the money, gone. No, sir. The one who gives also should become happy by giving, and the one who takes also should become happy in taking, in getting. Not taking. The one who gives, and here is the one who takes. Both of them should be pleased. But then the transaction is a happy transaction, a successful transaction. Like every time you do some online bank transaction successful. This much of money is debited. Gone. No. Anena sambhavitaha tushtaha santaha te deva Indradayo vahayushman bhavayantu ishtat pradanena sambhavayantu evam parasparam bhavayantah santaha yuyam. See, Santa has come over here, saints, na? No, bhai, Santaha means beings over here, like this. Santaha yuyam devanam prasadena nishesha vinashta pratibandhaha bhutva sattva shuddhya samyak jnanam prapya param niratishayananda lakshanam shreyaha videha kaivalyam avapsyatha. Now Shankaranand has brought out something that is very interesting. Evam parasparam bhavayantaha. Thus, by having that mutual satisfaction of giving and getting, in that mutual satisfaction, he is saying, parasparam bhavayanta santaha yuyam devanam prasadena. Through the prasad, by feeling pleased, devas are pleased, and that's why they are giving you that blessing. Prasadena nishesha vinashta pratibandhaha. Now this is very important. The person will evolve to become someone whose obstacles to the knowledge are destroyed. And that's why for him to have the knowledge, the path is clear, without nishkantaka, without any. Kantaka means kanta. Kantaka means kata. The thorn. The path is clear over there. Nishesha vinashta pratibandhaha bhutva Sattva Shuddha, that's the person's heart, the mind, the intelligence has become Shuddha. Now it has become a proper receptacle for knowledge. And so, Bhutva Sattva Shuddha Samyak Jnanam Prapya, thus attaining the knowledge. Now, by this knowledge, which knowledge do we mean? Samyak Jnanam means, Samyak means proper knowledge, not unstable knowledge or erroneous knowledge, Samyak, proper. Now, to know the pot as pot is proper knowledge about pot. To know the rope as rope is the proper knowledge about the rope. But if it is rope and you know it as snake, is it proper knowledge? No, you are knowing. So erroneous knowledge or improper, uncertain knowledge is not called as knowledge. But which knowledge are you talking as saying is Samyak Jnanam? Brahma Jnanam. Knowing Brahman. Samyak Jnanam. That is Sattva Shuddha Samyak Jnanam Prapya Param Niratishaya Ananda Lakshanam Shreyaha. That moksha will be attained. What is the moksha? What do you mean by moksha? What do you mean by that moksha? That means where there is no trace of suffering and inexhaustible joy. Limitless sukham is called as moksha. Paramanishreya will be attained. That is the highest good. Nothing less of than that. Videha Kaivalyam, which is also now there is another concept, Videha Kaivalyam, which can be explained in some other this thing. Videha, but keep this word in your mind or write it down somewhere. Videha Kaivalyam. Those who have joined the Jivan Mukti Viveka, they are introduced to this word. Which word? Videha Kaivalyam. Yadyapyatra parasparam bhavayantaha shreya paramavapsyatha iti ubhayesham parashreya prapti vidhi pratiyate. Now this appears, going by the verse itself, it is said, may you both attain the highest good. Now both means who? The giver and the taker. And both of them have to have that position, okay? So the person offers oblations in the fires, etc., for the gods. So the gods over here become the receiver. Gods means those devatas, divinities become they take, they receive. And then in circle, they give what you want. And when they give what you want, you become the receiver. Okay? Dene wala, lene wala. So in Maharashtra, you know, during the Ganesh festival time, they have that Ganesh Murti. Actually, it is, you know, Varada Hasta and Abhaya Hasta. But instead of that, they have turned Ganpati like that. And they have a name also to it. Denara Ghenara. So this Ganpati give and is giving also. So we want Ganpati to people choose that idol. That we give, he takes, and he gives, we take. Not only I take, and not only that I give, philanthropy. No. Huh? There is, and so over here, Shreyam Paramavapsatha, may you both attain the highest good, moksha. Highest good is moksha, where there is no more any suffering. No more suffering. What else do you want? It is the end of suffering. You cannot say, you know, I want something like that in which there is some suffering. You want? Nobody wants. So highest good is what? Where the suffering ends. So we call it as moksha. Tathapi, now by this virtue of that statement, it appears, may you both, the gods as well as you, may you both attain the highest good, moksha. He says, but this is not what is meant. Why? Tathapi vicharyamane. In spite of this, if you are going to look at it with a little analytical vision, you will discover prajanameva dharmopadesha. This upadesha of dharma, the instruction, this knowledge of dharma is given to the praja. Praja meaning, because this is given by Prajapati. So for whom it is given? Praja. The Prajapati is the Chaturmukha Brahma. He has given it to us, to human beings. हाँ धर्मोपदेश विषयत्वेन उक्त धर्मानुष्ठान लभ्य परमश्रेय प्राप्ति विधि. This is a vidhi in order to attain moksha through the life of dharma. Attaining moksha through the life of dharma. So this dharmopadesha is meant for whom? For the praja. Praja meaning population, human beings only over here. Otherwise, for the praja means even for the population of mosquitoes. No, sir. Not like that. For us, for human beings. Vidhi na tu tad anugrahakanam devanam. It is not meant for devas. You also guys will attain moksha if you behave like this, okay? Be good boys. That is not what is told to those devas. Why, sir? Tesham upadesha avishayatvat, because this upadesha of dharma is not applicable to those devas. This upadesha of dharma, this instruction of dharma is not applicable. So they will leave adharma? No, sir. For this is not applicable to them. Why? Swayam prabhata vijnanatvat, because they have the knowledge inborn in them. They need not be given, delivered the knowledge. It is Swayam Prabhata. Knowledge is there. Swayam Prabhata Vijnanatvad Jivan Muktatvad. Then they are all Jivan Mukta by the very virtue of them being those gods. But then what are they doing there? Why are they not giving any Gita lectures, sir? Because they are in the capacity of these Dikpalas, etc., and they are simply doing their work. Okay. Tataha sambhavanayameva paraspara padasya sambandho natu paramashri. Now over here, then why that word parasparam sambhavantaha bhavayantaha is used? It is only meant to say that both of you, may you both be the part of that system. It is not meant to say that as a part of system, how human beings will ultimately attain moksha, even the gods will attain moksha by giving them what they desire. No, sir. They already are Jivan Muktas, they already have knowledge, they don't require it. We in human beings also, there are some people, Gyanis over here. Amiji, we don't require that knowledge, please don't tell. Well, who's telling? Well, but we don't want to listen. Well, we don't want to tell you. Then why are you talking? Not for you. You close your ears. No, you shut your mouth. Mouth is mine. When to keep it shut, when not to is my prerogative. Ears are yours. You stuff some cotton into it. You param shreya paramavapsyatha. So may you both attain paramashreya. Over here, it is not a vidhi for the gods. It is the vidhi for human beings only. And what is the vidhi? By living the life of dharma, the person will ultimately attain moksha. And that living the life of dharma means living the life which is encapsulated into by living these rituals, performing these rituals called as the yajna. All right, friends. So here we are. We have completed the 11th verse of the 3rd chapter. Now, there is a very important announcement that I want to make. Today is 23rd, and what is it today? Mangal, Somvar, no? If, so since I will be away from Rishikesh, now that the restrictions, the travel restrictions have been lifted, and we are now allowed to travel, I shall be traveling after 2 years. And so I'm going to be away for 2 months. But there will be sessions conducted, though I'm away. There will be sessions conducted, and how and when it will be there, please keep a look out for it on your WhatsApp group and on the website. So you will be updated about the upcoming events as well as our sessions of Bhagavad Gita. But we will resume our studies in sequential manner once I am back. Till then, we are going to have lectures, but it will not be in continuation of the 3rd chapter. We will come back to it after my coming back to Rishikesh in the month of August. Till then, keep a look, stay alert, and Shreyah Paramavapsita. May you both attain the highest good. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantaho Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.